What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about how good QUAS WEX Invoker is in the current meta in patch 7.33. I've been getting a lot of questions either on Invoker and Lone Druid as well, so I'm going to be posting a lot more videos on Invoker, tips and tricks, and on Lone Druid as well, as I've been getting a lot of comments for newer players to learn these heroes. So it's a little bit daunting and difficult to play these heroes, so I will be bringing some really good content in the next coming weeks. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. So how relevant is QUAS WEX Invoker in the current meta? Honestly, I think Invoker hasn't been played too much, especially in Pro League. I think this hero is still really strong if you know your power timings and your matchups on this hero. You can still get a shit ton of value, but I feel like it's very daunting for newer players to pick up. To play this style, you need to know how to play exort, because that's really what's going to carry you in the late game. Unless you guys are just absolutely stomping in the early game and you win by 20 minutes, then you're definitely not going to become this late game threat and play full on exort. Meanwhile, this hero does really well in the current meta because you burn all of Medusa's mana. Medusa is one of the most prevalent carry heroes right now. It's being played carry, it's being played offlane, it's being played mid, it's being played practically in every single lane, even as support. So with heroes like that depend so much on their mana pool, heroes like Leshrac and these types of heroes get absolutely destroyed by QUAS WEX Invoker. You definitely lose pretty much the majority of your lanes, but you sustain so much. You get a quick urn and a vessel, and then you go back for your Midas, because otherwise, if you're making space on the map, getting your urn charges, you're not really farming on QUAS WEX Invoker. That's pretty much why this style has never been that great. Only for space creation, that's pretty much what the style is made for, is for space creation and getting space for your greedy team. That's pretty much the only way you really get value, because if you have a greedy team and you're playing exort, it's definitely not going to go too hot for you if you are losing your lanes. You definitely need to snowball your lanes and crush them, land a bunch of sunstrikes, and let's face it, landing sunstrikes is really difficult to land consistently. So pretty much the build is always going to be, you get your boots, you get your null talisman, you go for the urn, eventually upgrade to the vessel, then you go back for your Midas, and if you have some decent setup, I still always go for the Aghanim Scepter. You could always get a Witchblade as well, it's just fine. I like the boots travels because it allows me to split push on the map and really get that net worth back, because I've already created the space while playing with the vessel. This is going to allow me to get that farm and be able to scale into the late game, because you sacrifice a lot of farm while playing in this style. You don't hit creeps very well, it's all on your right click. You can't really use Tornado to secure a lot of creeps because it's a very long cooldown and costs a lot of mana that you don't have available in the early stages of the game. So you definitely need to be careful with that and definitely learn the style. It's definitely the easiest style to play, but I have not seen many QUAS WEX Invokers. The times I have seen it is pretty much just me playing it. At least in my bracket, I haven't seen a single Invoker playing QUAS WEX. They've been playing only exort, so it's definitely not a very popular style in the current meta. I definitely feel like if you have good setup, playing exort is obviously the best. You have a better chance of winning the lane with your fire spirits. You could definitely farm jungle, and sunstrikes is always going to be an easy tool if you're playing with a legion commander, faceless void, even a pudge with dismember. Just any kind of really good setup for you to land that sunstrike easily. Even gyrocopter missile is actually really good. I've been playing a lot with gyrocopters, and the stun is so reliable, and landing sunstrikes is really easy, and you can get to a really good start, get your timings very quickly because you're getting all these kills. It's definitely very good for you guys to play with a gyrocopter. Highly recommend it if you guys have any players in your party that can run a gyrocopter. It'll definitely be very beneficial for you if you're playing exort. Another thing is, with the changes to urn, it made QUAS WEX more viable because exort got nerfed a little bit, but it came back. But Invoker is not in the place where he is among the top 10 mid laners right now. That's why he's not being picked in pro level pubs as much as he was before. He's dropped a little bit, but I've always said if you're a specialist on the hero, you can make it work, and you can always get value from this hero because of the amount of spells you have. You will always have a use case, and it's definitely my favorite hero, so I will definitely play it into any matchup, and you just learn how to itemize for certain matchups and it becomes very good, and you know what style of Invoker you have to play for each matchup. If you're up against the Queen of Pain, you know you're going to be playing QUAS WEX. Some people say exort, but I definitely feel like the spam from Queen of Pain, and you can just really get onto her and force her to use blinks when you go for the Tornado EMP combo, and then you can get your team with a Spirit Breaker or a Nyx Assassin to just break her through because she doesn't have blink and it's on a really long cooldown. You can definitely force a lot of things. It's definitely very strong. Highly recommend it if you guys have not played Invoker. I think QUAS WEX is definitely viable. I think exort is a lot better, but if you don't have setup, go for QUAS WEX. Make space for your carry. Take advantage that if you die without any urn charges, you will not get punished. You get a free urn charge, so it's definitely very strong on this style. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I like to be much appreciated. I'll be bringing more Invoker and Lone Druid videos as you guys have been requesting those, and I really enjoy playing those two heroes, so it's my pleasure to bring you guys that content. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.